Welcome back to our passage. The time has come. The time has come for the promise to become reality. Our hero, all this build up, all this preparation, all this ground laying, all the prophetic declarations that John is going to come, suddenly the promise is going to become reality. And then we come to the moment when our hero is named, and traditions are challenged when new things begin. And the people expected Zachariah and Elizabeth to follow the tradition. But instead of following tradition, they witnessed the miracle. Elizabeth has had to break with the tradition. She by standing up and being in that place of naming the son. That's usually the father's job in the culture of the day. But Zachariah being struck dumb, the people are looking to her, and rather than following the crowd and following the norm and the traditions of the day, she stands for what the angels revealed to her husband. There must have been some sort of conversation between them. But she risks shame by standing against the crowd and standing against tradition and standing with her husband. Zachariah also has to break with tradition. He's allowed his wife to speak for him. Because he's not able to speak, but he can clearly write. So there's a sense of Zachariah is breaking with tradition, and together both of them are breaking tradition by standing on God's word. They're willing to go with what God said and name their son John and go against the culture of the day, the traditions of the day, and take a stand. They stand on God's word. The second thing we see is not only is our hero named, our hero is liberating. At the moment where Zachariah stands up for what God has said, his silence is healed. He's healed, the silence is broken, and he suddenly, after 9 months of silence, is able to speak again. And that breaking of the silence, it reflects an encounter of a changed response. 9 months earlier, he'd stood in that place where he didn't believe what the angel said. Now, when that reality has happened, he stands up for what the angel has said. He takes a stand and declares. Remember, he would have stood in a secret place. Nobody else would have known what the angel had said to him. He's obviously shared it with Elizabeth, but up to this point, nobody knows what the angel said to him in the secret place. And now he stands up and declares against tradition that the Lord is gracious. And the response to God's miracle of healing his silence, healing his dumbness, is that he breaks out in praise and worship. The first thing he does is his name is John, his language comes back and he praises God. And there's this response to God's miracle of a witness to grace. You can imagine Zachariah saying, I've spent all my life as a priest being obedient to the mitzvah and to the commandments and following all these commandments. 365 thou shalt nots for every day of the year. And he's kept them all. This man of the law standing up and saying, no, God is gracious. The birth of John the Baptist is liberating for people. But the third thing we see, that the birth of our hero is also powerful. The results of this is the whole nation, the whole region are awestruck. You can imagine almost that, Zachariah's been struck dumb for 9 months. The miracle happens and the whole region's in a way struck dumb. They recognise that something miraculous has happened. Something supernatural has happened. There's something different. An old woman has given birth. That's incredible in its own right. And then this couple break with tradition and name him specifically. And names at that time carried greater meaning than they do. We often choose a baby's name because we like the name. Sometimes we choose a name because it's a family name. But sometimes we also choose names because of the meaning. And I know when I look at my son's names, they were chosen specifically for their meanings. And in the culture of the day, a person's name was a characteristic of what they were about, and by naming him the Lord is gracious, they're making a statement, they're giving him a name, and off the back of that there is a healing. Zechariah can speak again. So the whole of the region are awestruck because they've seen an old lady give birth. They've seen a break with tradition and a statement about God. And they've seen a miraculous healing. And the impact of the supernatural is it makes the region stop and question. When God's promise becomes reality, when the supernatural impacts, there is a witness to the world that there's something going on. And we live in a society today that I believe are hungry to experience the reality of God. With everything that's going on, we're tired of the political arguments, we're tired of the false news that comes out, we're tired of the social media spin. We want something genuine, authentic, trustworthy. And I believe that if we step out and start to believe for the supernatural work of God, when the miraculous happens, we will start to see the world step up and take notice that there is a God in the world who's worth believing in.